Testing, testing.
I hear you.
Okay, we're going to open the land up in just a couple of minutes. So everybody ready?
We're ready. Everybody move away from the landing point.
Right? Well, it's back behind us, so you're good, Cat. Here we go.
Yay, I made it.
Me too.
Whoops.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. If I can ask you, please, to remove any extra HUDs, any extra AOs, if you could keep your gestures to a minimum. We know it's going to be laggy. We are recording this so anybody can see it later. But let's all be kind to each other now. So if there's something extra that you can remove, please do so.
Also, too, I would ask that you guys stand towards the edge of the platform here. Leave the circle open in the middle, if we could. That's where the dragon is going to be walking around, and so on the edges of the circle is best.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Mystical Dragons Q&A. If I could ask you guys, please remove any extra HUDs that you just don't need right now. Maybe, a body HUD or a head HUD or something like that. It's going to help cut down on lag. We got a bunch of people here. We got a lot of questions that we're going to get answered. But guys, if there's anything extra that you can remove right now, please do so. And I do ask that you keep your gestures to a minimum and that you do not use voice until we open up the floor. Alrighty?
Hi.
Welcome, everybody. Again, I'd like to say if you could remove any extra HUDs or anything that you have on, please do that now. Also, we like to leave the middle of the circle open for the displaying of the dragons and any staff that needs to move into there. So if everyone could just move to the edges of the platform, please, that would be great.
Welcome everybody to the Mystical Dragons question and answers session. Thank you guys so much for coming. So glad you're here. If I could just ask, please remove any extra HUDs that you're just not going to use within the next hour or so. That's just to cut down on lag, guys, because we're trying to get as many people into the sim as we can. Also, please refrain from using your gestures um, and talking on voice until we've opened up the floor. And hopefully we'll all get through this and it'll be pretty painless. I know you guys have a lot of questions and we have a lot of answers. So if everybody can just follow those kind of guidelines, we'll be good. And guys, just a quick announcement. If you are watching live on YouTube and you have a question, we want to make sure that you have a chance to ask your question as well. So as long as it hasn't been asked already, you can, I am Avalon Crystal in World with your question, and I will make sure that it is asked and answered.
How's everybody doing? We're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Josephine Cooperstone, in case some of you don't know who I am. I am the owner of Mystical Creatures, and I have my general manager, Avalon Crystal, here as well. We have our scripting team, Lecture Lock, and TM Zos Luminos. Can you guys hear me? Okay, cool. And then we have our design team, Chronic, Nash, and Kat. That is the whole mystical team. We do have our mystical moderators here as well. So welcome everybody. This is just going to be a really informal, just kind of a sneak peek, giving you guys a little hint of what is to come with the mystical dragons. We are going to answer as many questions as we can, and realize that there may be some questions that will not be answered today. These are still in alpha testing. They have not been released to beta yet. We're hoping for that next week. So with that, I think we can go ahead and open up for any questions. Or maybe I should just do a brief once over really quick, and that might answer some questions before we get started. Okay, so behind me here you see this large dragon. This is one of our female adult dragons, Dragoness. She happens to be a water dragon. Her position now is her movement is locked off. So she's not doing anything right now. Then you see the little younger guy over here walking around. He is an adolescent Drake. He is a fire dragon. And I have his mobility set to on. So he's wandering around this little area right here. And then if you look just above us, there's another fire dragon. This is a male, a drake, full-grown fire dragon. He is flying around above me. If you notice, every once in a while he decides to take off and make a little trip around the sim. That is actually a setting in their mobility. So you can set them to fly around, or you can have them standing still or walking around like this little guy is doing. So that is in their mobility in their menu. I have a few eggs out here I can show you. These ones here, the white colored eggs, these are the starter eggs. As you can see, the different colors. The pink is female or dragoness. The blue is male or drake. And the purple is the random egg. So these are the ones that will come in the starters. And then at my feet, I have an actual egg that has been birthed from a dragon. This one happens to be a fire dragon egg. And of course, you can tell it's female. It has not been incubated yet. Yes, I know you guys won't get that yet, but you will. These two over here are actual birthed eggs. And they have already been incubated. As you can see at the top, they're already starting to crack. They're already starting to be birthed. So these actually can be birthed now because they've already been incubated. Behind me, I have some food over here. I'm going to type the name out because I will butcher it if I don't. But this is the food that you want to feed your dragon if you want them to breed. And then we also have the wellspring, which helps with the dragon's mood. Like I said, this is all just introductory stuff. I'm sure you guys have lots of questions that we can go in more depth about them. But I just wanted to kind of just go over a little bit first in case that could answer some questions. But I think anybody else have anything they want to add from the mystical team before we get started on questions? Yes, there is. There is the arid crystals are back here, which I actually have the flying dragon. He's eating the. These are the arid crystals. This is what you feed your dragons if you do not wish them to breed. Anything else that I missed? Think we're good? Okay. So again, we're going to try and do this in an organized manner as we can. I realize there's a lot of people here, and I'm sure lots of people have lots of questions. So, and if you could, you might want to shout your questions. It will be easier for everybody to see. I see Logie has asked the first question. How many kinds of dragons are there? Well, there's lots of kinds of dragons. For right now, these will be the only two that you will actually see. So that is actually a question, Logie, that I am not going to answer right now. That is a have to wait and see question. You never know. There you go. So do they have to go through the incubation before seeing the stats of the dragon? No. When the dragon egg is dropped, you can click it and turn the text on or even hit stats, and you will be able to see what it is. Also, you can tell by looking at an egg by what shell it has. So as I said, the one there that's not incubated yet, that is a fire dragon. You can tell because of its shell. The ones that have been incubated, you can see one is a fire and one is a water, and you can tell by the different shells. So that too, you won't even really have to, you'll be able to recognize what it is by just looking at the shell of the egg. Can you mount or like? Yes, these are writable. You wear them or add them from your inventory, and your avatar can fly with them and they will fly. If anybody, if there's a question that, I mean, feel free, guys, mystical staff, if you guys feel free to answer a question if you want to. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep on. I'm gonna keep on going. It is 1 to 3. The male will have 3 genomes to 100% adore of the female. So it is a 3-to-1 ratio. We do not have the cost yet, Joe. That's something that will be put out later.
So I see Lydia's question. Do they need anything other than crystals to feed? As you can see, we have it's wellspring, right? So, and that will, Josie mentioned it earlier, it's going to boost the mood. It'll give a 1% increase in mood over time. So those are optional though. So
Blue, I see your question. Right now, with these breeds of dragons, this is the adult size.
I think Meg was next, or Megan was next with will these breed like other animal amaretto breedables? The dragons are completely different. So I would say these do not work like other amaretto breedables. These are completely new, fresh, and different. So there's going to be lots of differences.
They do retire at, or become ancient at age 100. They will eat the food within their range. It's not a sim-wide food.
Okay, so I see Pam's question or Pat's question about how many prims they are. These that you see here are 24 prims. Not to say that the prim count won't increase as we go along in the game, right?
They do not have a birth recovery. Yeah, they don't have a birth recovery. It's once the dragoness lays the egg, she can start. It takes her a little bit of time to start gaining adore again, but they do not have a recovery period like the horses do. The incubation period for an egg is 6 hours. Now, I think, have I answered most of all the questions?
Stevie's question, how many dragons will we get for testing? Stevie, we'll give you a starter amount, and once you start breeding them, you'll be able to test as many as you want to test, right? Because they'll be breeding. Um, and then Romeo asked about a date. Of course, we don't have a date for the public, you guys. As Josie mentioned earlier, we hope to be going into beta next week.
I'm going to let me answer this one question. Somebody wrote me, Lycra Marie. She can't get into the sim, but she IM'd me. She wanted to know about the different sizes. So I'm just going to mention again that right now, with these two breeds of dragon, this is their full-grown size. And the adolescent you see there. In a moment, I will birth a baby so you guys can see what that looks like, what the babies look like. But for now, this is the size. Now I was going to show you, I saw something mentioned about incubation. Is there something special? If you guys can, might be asking a little much, but if you pan down to where the landing area is, just up the stairs, the consumable vendors are set out already. So you can see the different consumables, or actually, I'm sorry, absorbables that you can purchase for the dragons for various things. And there is an incubator. It holds 5 eggs. It is free. It will be free at the stores. And that you can have as many incubators on your sim as you want. I hope that answered the question about the incubation. If you wanted to right now, I can just go over the consumables really quick. I think that might answer a few questions. Is that fine with everyone? That Tapa is a question we are not going to answer right now. Correct. Yes. Sounds and animations and that. Yes. Is it okay if everyone's question did we get everyone's question? I can start going over the consumables or absorbables. Sorry. Gonna be bad at that. Yes. Okay. Well, we'll get used to it. It's just a little different. So if you, I'm going to pan my camera down there and I'm just going to go down by them one by one. Starting at the very edge there, you'll see a little bottle that's floating up and down. That is their healing potion. So the dragons, if they do not eat, will become unwell. And you can use the healing potion to heal them. Pretty straightforward. The next one right to it, if you pan in on those really close, you can see 2 little dragons huddled up together. Very, very cute. Very good job. That is a nesting charm for the drake. So what that does is it adds a percentage to it adds, actually for the male, it adds a geno to the male by just using that charm. And like I said, this is just a quick going over of it. Right next to that is the little pink one. That is a charm for the dragoness, which adds 35% adore to a female dragoness. Okay. Then right next to that, looks like a big chunk of gold there. That is actually crystallized aurum, and that will boost the mood of your dragon. I almost said horse. To 25%. That's what that was for. And then right next to that, you see that little cute feather? That will turn any of your ancient dragons into a pet. So that it turns them eternal. They will never have to eat. And then right next to that, the little spinning thing, the blue with the blue lights, It is that is a incubation amplifier. That will speed up the incubation process of one egg that you have in the incubator, and it will birth in 5 seconds rather than having to wait 6 hours to incubate. So that amplifies any egg that is in the incubator that will birth in 5 seconds. And we'll skip the little empty space there, and you can see that there's the 2 foods and the wellspring that we had mentioned before. Dragons eat crystals. And then right next to that, that is called the nexus crystal. If you guys see the long, thin crystal spinning on the pedestal. Correct. That is correct, Cat. They are sustained by magic. That is needed for all life for your dragons. They must have that to thrive. And it is you only have to have, it is only 1 per sim, but that is the crystal that sustains all dragons. Right next to that is the incubator. Like I said, it holds 5 eggs. Like I said, you can have as many as you need. And then this little next one, this one's kind of cool. This one's a little special. It's the Unity crystal, our Union crystal. And that one, you can use as many as you want. You can set as many dragons to this crystal as you like that you want to breed together. So you can have a couple of dragons sitting next to each other and another couple of dragons sitting next to each other, but you don't want all of them to breed. So you can set out a union crystal, and you could set the dragons you want to breed together to that crystal, and no matter how close they are to others, they will only breed with each other. Does that make sense? Yes, and that you can have as many as you like. You have to realize they are prims, but you can set one out, have 10 dragons set to that, and right next to them another 10 set to another union crystal, or not, because they won't breed with the ones you have set to the union crystal. Make sense? Okay, I think I finished that. So, I mean, if there was any questions asked, guys, feel free to answer those. I wasn't looking at local when I was talking, so go for it and answer any questions. Somebody was asking about the breeding cycle. I'm going to post what we have written on the Dragon Handler's Guide, which comes in will come with the packs of dragons. Here, let me find it real quick. There we go. This just talks, I think we already answered part of this question, but I'm going to put it in local again. Oh, I whispered that. That was not good. Hold on, let me try that again. There we go. So that is basically the best way to describe the breeding cycle. The dragon will grow in size over the next several days until it reaches full maturity at age 5 days. When your dragon reaches 2 days old, the ardor zeal will begin to rise if the mood is at 75% or higher. Once the ardor zeal reaches 100, the dragoness will be ready to mate with any drake that has at least 1 geno, as long as they are awake. So note that drakes can store as many as 3 genos. If a drake uses all 3 genos in a short period of time, it will incur a cooldown before it starts to build zeal again. And like I had mentioned before, dragons can breed until the age of 100. A geno, there you go. There you go. Cat answered that one. So it's basically a mating.
There will be a ticket system, Tapa, that you can access for any issues that you're having with any of your dragons. Um, Maggie, they're not gender specific, so you could have a water dragoness or a drake. Let me ask one of the technical guys, because they know more than me specifically. TM or Lex, could you talk about what the cooldown time is?
The cooldown involved with the genos, or what was the question again?
Yes.
So it should be an hour long. If the male breeds 3 times in quick succession, there's a cooldown before it starts building up zeal again. What Cat said, yes.
Um, can one of you guys talk about how they get sick, how long it takes to get, or how they get them well?
Well, they should be able to use the crystals to get out of the unwell status. There's also a consumable for it as well.
How long does that take, Lex, for them to get out of the unwell status?
I actually don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to double check it.
Last I checked, I think it's 3 days. But I will have to double check on this.
100 zeal, I believe it's a day and a half, but I'd have to double check the time for the zeal. It's for 1 geno. I think it takes 5 days in order to build all 3. But let me check that again.
No, crystal is like as he was just saying, the crystal is not the only way to heal. The healing potion is a way to instantly heal them, but they can eat their crystals is what he's talking about. Either these ones here next to me or the arid crystals. They can eat well, is what he was saying. So it's not just the potion.
Yeah, it's either or. I wanted to answer Stevie's question. The food is rezzed out until they absorbed it till it's all gone, and yes, at that point you will need to replace it and put some new food down. You mean like the Unity crystal or the Nexus? Those don't go bad, so they're gonna stay out until you pick them up or delete them or.
Yeah, the Nexus crystal stays out 1 per sim wherever you have your horse or your. There I go again. Your dragons.
Okay, so yes, checking on the math, I can confirm it takes 3 days to eat out of this.
Okay, there you go. And don't worry, I have a folder full of instruction note cards. So everything will come with instructions. Also, there is a website. On the website, there will be spots that you can see all of the instructions. And the purpose of the Nexus crystal, I'll repeat this one more time, only because I just want to get in as many questions as we can. The Nexus crystal is needed for the dragons to thrive. If they do not have the Nexus crystal, they will not grow. They will not breed. They will just basically be really cute dragons walking around on your sim. Forever babies. So you have to have a Nexus crystal for the dragons to thrive. It helps them to grow, and it helps them to breed. And actually, it's the way that any future updates for the dragons will just be automatic, and that will be through the Nexus crystal. So, oh, look at him. He's trying to beat me up right now. So does that make sense? 1 per sim. No. Yes, it has to be owned by the dragons. Somebody else's Nexus crystal is not going to work for your dragons. You have to be the owner of it.
And guys, we know that all of this is new. So this is not going to be the first, or I'm sorry, this is the first, but it's not going to be the last Q&A that we have. So we'll do this, I'm sure, many times over before the dragons are released so that you guys are prepared.
And like I said, these are still in alpha testing. There's some things that have bugs and need to be worked out, as all new things do. And like I said, I'm going to answer the last question. That is something that we're not going to discuss right now. Different features. This is just a basic questions and answers. A lot of times, a lot of stuff is going to be discovered by the breeders themselves. Yeah, I bet you can't, Luna.
Oh, don't worry, Josie's already broken them twice.
Damn, you're not supposed to say. I'm supposed to tell them that. Right?
It's okay, I've broken them many times.
So did we miss? Was there anything that we missed? I know, like everyone was saying, this is a basic, giving you a lot of information in a small amount of time. But everything, like I said, it is explained in depth in the instruction note cards and the Dragon Handler's Guide. Also, the website will have all this information on there as well.
Yeah, Dina's question about the lineage, we are currently working on something, but we're not ready to disclose that at this time. So that's about all I think you're going to get on that one.
So for the crystals and the wellspring, one will sustain one dragon for 28 days. 4 weeks.
Joe's question, Can they or will they breathe fire? Should I tell them that or not?
That's up to you.
Yes, they will and they can.
I'm getting a lot of IMs about the question, how many prims are there? Are they? Currently, these are
So-
24 guys. That doesn't mean that it's not going to grow in the future.
So the range for prims, the babies will be 23 land impact. The adolescents will be around 24, and the adults will vary between 24 and 25. So it's safe to assume 25 each, but there is a little bit of a variance in that due to animesh and the way mesh works in Second Life.
Yeah, and remember, guys, these are animesh, so everything is totally new. These work nothing like any breedables that we've had a hand in previously. So we have tried to manage prims the best of our ability. So yeah, as Kat said, we're trying our best to keep them as efficient as possible. Calliope, we already answered that question. The price of the food in a wellspring is not being disclosed at this time. That'll be at a future announcement. I don't know, Dina. Megan, when they get new traits from breeding, yeah, there's going to be all kinds of hidden surprises. That's why we're not telling you, right? No, all dragons must be left here at the sim today, Romeo.
Would you guys like to see what it looks like for a dragon to birth from its egg? Let's do that. Let's birth these guys over
You
here.
just broke local chat. Be careful.
I broke local chat? Oh,
Maybe.
uh-oh. Okay, so we're gonna birth this water dragoness right here. Back up a little bit. Is there going to be an auto feeder?
Rosie, to answer your question, that's really a third-party product. But I'm pretty sure there are already people working on that.
Wow, it's really laggy here. I'm getting it slow.
The egg is on being shy.
And Ichi's question, auto
I already broke it. Huh?
Yeah, I'm letting the guys answer that.
So there's two different updates in place. You'll have version updates, which are major content updates, and you'll have LE updates. In the event of a new LE that gets released, it will update the crystals inside your Nexus appropriate. But these will not have version changes in them. It will just be a minor model update. Version changes will be subject to the same scheduling. I hope that kind of makes sense.
I'm not sure if it's gonna let me birth an egg because it's so laggy. Let me try one of these ones over here. One of the starter eggs. If I run into anybody, I apologize.
So while she's doing that, let me just clarify actually on that. So version updates, they don't just automatically happen. You still have to replace the Nexus Crystal to update. So there will be a time frame that you can update it. I hope that clarifies it.
There will be something different.
Yeah, there it went. Let's try another one. Just because I think it's so cute when they're birthed. It's
Premium accounts.
Premium accounts are not needed for Animesh. They're needed for specific attachments. These are actually Animesh objects in World.
oh dang, I gotta fire one every time. So now you can see the baby sizes. So in comparison to the adolescent and the adult size. I'm on fire, Maggie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nora.
No.
And no, Maggie, these are mine. Feed them Costi instead.
Somebody was asking me, and I am, are they writable? Yes, they are. We're not going to try to show you the writing right now, just because it's so laggy here, but you will be able to write them. We're not currently taking any more beta testers right now. If we need some more in the future, we'll open it up. And of course, guys, we will send notices about that. So just keep your eye out for that, Romeo. That would be in the Mystical Dragons main group.
We will have a special section for the beta testers to report any kind of bugs, but that will be discussed more with the beta tester group.
Does anybody have any questions that haven't been already answered?
Thank you, Jessa. We're really excited. Everyone from the design team to the scripting team to me and Ava, we've been all working really hard on these. They're different in a lot of ways. The way they work, the way they move, their interaction and everything. So it's taking us a little bit longer, but we're getting there. What was the question?
About the GPS. Is that the one you're talking about, Kat?
I didn't see. I didn't even see anything about a. Oh.
Yeah, you could answer that, right?
Oh, we do have a. You mean something that will change their stats, the stats on all of your dragons at one time? Is that what you're talking about? Okay. We will have a an object for that. It's called the Dragon Environment Manipulator, or DEM for short. We don't have it out here at the moment, but yes, there will be something that you can use to alter the environment of your dragons all at one time.
To answer your question, Little Spitfire, we'll give out a certain amount, and then you'll be able to breed as many as you want from the dragons that you're given. And Lizzie, that question was answered as well. We are to manage the dragons. We are working on some other things that will be announced at a later date. So that's all I'm going to say.
Yes, you will be able to breed your dragons with other people's dragons.
Yes, you can name your dragons your eggs, things like that.
Yes, the
The
mother.
mother.
Yeah, the mother's owner owns the egg.
I'm getting questions about the food. You will need to purchase the food at a Mystical Dragons location. You will not be able to fill it from your home sim.
Actually, Rosie, that's a question we cannot answer because yeah, that's something you have to breed them to find out. They do have sounds. These current models do not have sounds in them, but they do have sounds. This
You mean the
the
one?
blue one? Yeah, the blue dragon, Bubba? Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, that's the size of this particular model, full-grown size. Yes. These will probably be picked up because we are having another round of testing. So as they get updated, I will put out the updated versions. But these ones right now, we have an update for them, another round of testing for them. So these aren't the most current ones. So I'll put out the current ones as they come along.
how that question's been asked and answered. All the consumables there is something to make them eternal.
Yeah, in case some of you missed it, the absorbables are down in the landing area. If you just walk right up the stairs, those are some of the absorbables and the edibles that your dragon will consume. Correct, Misty.
Are they rideable once they are eternal? That's a good question. Team or Lex, can you answer that one?
Yes, once they're eternal, they will still be rideable.
Nika's question. There you go.
No, the prims are unchangeable. There is no way to toggle animesh on or off on a new mod object, not even through scripts.
Yes, Lucy, there's lots more stuff to come. So this is kind of just a broad overview. This is not everything that the Dragons is going to do. So I think somebody's measuring that one, Loki.
Yes, I am performing a measurement for people. Bear with me.
Yay!
Will you be able to keep your betas after? No, betas will not be able to be bred into the starters. So that won't work. All right, guys. Any other questions? I want to make sure everybody had a chance to ask their questions. Whether you're watching on YouTube or you're here on the sim, if you have a question that hasn't been answered, you can IM me Avalon Crystal, and I'll be sure it gets answered.
Yeah, no, I think what Chantilly said, yeah, we make the animals will poof. So, even if they're in your inventory, if once they're rezzed out again, they will disappear. They are not meant to be kept. And yes, you can turn in dragons and eggs for points. They will ascend. And that's all I'm going to say about that right now.
I just want to say you guys have been awesome with all of your questions.
What do you mean minded and taken care of? What did you mean by that? Well, it just, I mean, you can, the food can be set to group or all. Other people that are not the owners will not have the ability to interact with them. That is a safety feature that we have always maintained. So you can always put food out and set it to all or group, and they will eat it. But as far as moving them or anything like that, no. You can't. You can't change their settings. That is only for owners to do.
Yeah, guys, it's a security issue. I mean, there's good reason for that, and uh, I, we've talked about that in depth many times.
Okay, so to get the measurement for people, bear in mind this is as it is right now. This may not fully represent the launch measurements. But for the adult in Second Life meters, these are the measurements of the water dragon currently sitting out there on the platform. Like I said, this may or may not change for launch, so take that with a grain of salt. It is a rough measurement.
Yes, there will be a ticket system. Actually, there's already a ticket system in place. If you have, if you're on the Mystical website, you'll see a section for support. That is the ticket system. I think also this is not only was it live on the website, but it was being recorded. So if you've missed anything or you have anyone who could not watch or is not available at the moment, you can always go back and watch the video and check out any information that you feel you missed. But I think we've pretty much answered everything as of right now that we're going to be able to answer. Okay, that is a good question, but that is something that I think we can answer at a later Q&A. Well, thank you guys for coming. That was awesome. You guys are great. I felt we got a lot accomplished, and everyone was respectful, and I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Feel free to, if you're not in the group, join the groups. The group, I should say. If you are not on the website, feel free to sign up. We post blogs and announcements and stuff through the website as well. So be sure to sign up there. And we look forward to the next one. Hope we answered as many questions for you as we could. Hope we got you guys excited as we are. And you guys have a good Christmas and New Year. And we'll see you next year.
Thank you, Josie.
Hang on, Josie.
That
Before
was
you go,
awesome.
Chantilly asks, question where to go. Babies
Yeah,
are
I
moving.
saw,
Is that the
yeah,
standard setting?
that. Yeah, there are standard settings on these Chantilly.
That was a very good question. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and thank you for coming today. And Josie, awesome job.
Guys, thanks to all of the mystical staff for helping out. We appreciate it.
Josie, I just realized why your water egg that you tried to birth is not birthing.
Why is that, TM?
You don't have a nexus out here.
Oh, see, look at there. I even messed up. Wow. Okay. Maybe we should try that again real quick. Then I should put one out, huh? See, we're all learning. This is all different and new, and yeah. See,
been a
the
fun
they
experience
need
so
Nexus
far.
to thrive. Even I'm the owner of it, and I missed it. Let's see.
It is a good demonstration of what will happen if you do not have your Nexus out.
Exactly. Let me do this. And then I can try and birth this fire egg over here, now that I have a Nexus out. See what happens. Well, TM, your theory was
Give it a
wrong.
moment.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, why is it doing that?
I just go.
Oh, there it goes. It
I
went in the
need to
ground.
adjust height again. Yay.
Rise up. There he goes. Yeah, I think the reason why is that it did that because the Nexus crystal is a more current version than the egg was. So
Yes.
the Nexus had to correct the version of the dragon. That's why it did that, but they are cute.
So that is another technical aspect that you just touched on that is also important to know. A Nexus crystal will only birth a dragon if the versions match. So if you have a lower version egg, so like you say you have a 1.0 egg and your Nexus is 1.1, it will birth. But if it's the other way around and your egg is newer than the Nexus will tell you to update.
So like the female, the little dragoness egg there, that would be something you'd have to file a ticket on if that occurred.
On release, it will correct itself.
Okay.
That's the nerves. Oopsies. More bugs. Bugs. Why did it have to be bugs?
All right, guys. Well,
Yes.
thanks again for coming. Thank you, everybody. Be the worst bedbugs.
Yeah,
And
if the Nexus is out of date when they try to birth a newer egg, the Nexus will inform them that they need to update the Nexus.
all right, guys. Have a good one. Hope everyone had a good time. Have a good holiday. See you all soon.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Stay safe.
And no, you cannot steal these dragons. They have dragon track on them. We know where they go.
Can I ask a question real quick before everybody runs off? Is Josie gone?
Sure.
Is
I'm
it, would it be
sorry.
possible, would it be possible, I mean, I asked Ava and I thought she said yes. Would it be possible to leave the dragons just for like, I don't know, a couple hours for the people that could not get in? I mean, I know, I have the video up on my TV. I see the dragons, but people are going to want to come in and see them. But, you know, that's
Yes,
entirely up to you. I just need to tell
I can res out a couple of dragons here. Yeah,
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you.
no problem.